It's the first ever NBA in-season tournament. All 30 teams going for one brand new trophy.
The stakes are the highest.
Only 8 teams advance from the group stages. Then it's down to single elimination.
It's win or go home.
The last 4 standing will battle it out in Las Vegas, baby. They're going to go all in on the hardwood for season-long bragging rights in the first ever NBA Cup. Hope everyone's feeling lucky. The NBA in-season tournament begins November 3rd on ABC, ESPN, and TNT.
Hello and welcome to a new podcast, The Paddock and The Pavilion with Stephen Wallace. In each show, Stephen will interview someone connected to the world of horse racing or cricket.
Hello and welcome to The Paddock and The Pavilion. Today's guest is Kanane Francis, the urban jockey from Leicester, who recently graduated from the British Racing School at Newmarket. Kanane has had an incredible 9 months, so put 20 minutes of your time to one side and listen to the journey of this determined young man, which started at the Urban Equestrian Academy. Don't forget you can download the show on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify or Stitcher. Give us a rating and let us know what you think of the show so far. I'm delighted today to welcome Kanane Francis, a young man who has had an incredible year. Thank you for joining me on the Paddock and the Pavilion, Kanane.
Thank you for having me.
Now, should I call you the urban jockey? You've got a very popular Instagram following. How are you anyway?
Yeah, I've been great. How you been?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm really looking forward to chatting to you because you've got lots to tell us. Now, first, could you tell me a little bit about your background, where you live, your family, brothers and sisters and things like that?
My mother and father, my father's from England and my mum's from Jamaica. And I grew up in Leicester, Highfields, and I've been here all my life. And it was just a great change to actually make a difference and do something that people aren't doing right now.
Yeah, it's certainly a change. And you went to the Urban Equestrian Academy in about December 2019, and I believe you discovered it via social media. Is that right?
I was scrolling through social media and seen one of the posts come up. And it was Freedom at the stables, and he was one of my brother's friends from school. So I thought, okay, that might be good for me to just get out of the house and go and volunteer and do something instead of sitting around.
Well, reading about the Urban Equestrian Academy, it's a fabulous place, and their mission statement is connecting inner city communities to the equestrian world. And Freedom's really shaken up the equestrian world. What can you tell us about the Urban Equestrian Academy?
Well, it's a great place for kids to start. It gives them a good starting on learning equine and like horse care and things like that. And it gives them a chance to get out of the house and not be stuck around. And especially in this time where the COVID's happening as well, it gives them a chance to get out of the house and go do something fun, like riding the horses or looking after them and just socialising with the other people that are there, but while keeping the 2 metre distance and keeping all the social distancing thing at a point. So yeah, it's just it's a good experience for kids and adults, and they started doing adult programs as well now. So it's good for everyone, really. Yeah,
I think Freedom's got 80 children, I think, attending.
Yeah, I think it's gone up a bit more now, but I think it's about 80 kids.
And it starts from age 6.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't speak to him, but I got a message from Freedom this week, and he sent me a quote about yourself when you first started. And I'm just going to read this out, so you don't need to blush now, but this is what he said. The first time Kanane came to the yard and handled our horses, I knew this kid was different. He was so eager to impress with fantastic manners, polite, willing to learn, and showed he could do a good job. He had me reminiscing of myself back when I was 20. So you must have made a good impression there.
Yeah.
So were you instantly attracted to it when you first went there and want to go back?
When I first went, it was just amazing, like to be so close with the horses. As I've never worked with horses before, and it was just good to see how the yard worked and how the feedings and groomings and everything was going on. So I thought, it was good for me to get out and just do something practical.
So, Kanane, what did you find the benefits of working with horses at the Urban Equestrian Academy?
It was definitely a good experience, as I never experienced horses before, and it definitely got me used to being around different horses, as we had some ponies and we had different breeds of horses there. So it was definitely good to see the different temperaments and get used to riding as well.
So did you find that other people at the Urban Equestrian Academy really enjoyed their first sort of time working with horses?
Yeah, definitely. The kids love it there. They always enjoy themselves. They love getting hands-on with the horses, and they just love riding and just getting new experiences and learning how to canter and doing new things and new lessons. So yeah, it's good for them as well.
And the Urban Equestrian Academy, they go to Parkview riding stables, that's right?
Yeah, I think they're still going to Parkview for riding lessons.
Yeah, and it's three times a week, twice at weekends?
I think so. I'm not too sure. Well, I'm sure it is something like that, yeah.
And I was reading at the riding school, you learn to ride, jump, groom, and you also muck the horses out as well. So you're doing the whole range of horse care.
Yeah, I was trying to help out in every way I could, really.
Well, it must have gone well for you, because then at some point you must have thought of enrolling for the British Racing School at Newmarket. Whose idea was that?
Freedom suggested it, as we went on a hack one day, and I was going down the field, and I never rid a horse like properly before. I've only just trotted and cantered in the outdoor school. So when I got onto the field, he was just like, yeah, just go take the horse for a ride and just see what happens. And I was galloping across the field. I never knew that I was galloping myself, but yeah, I was galloping across the fields, and I was just enjoying the speed and just loving it. And he came back and he said, like, yeah, you've got like a natural talent for the horses. Like, you can see that you seem comfortable, and it seems like it came very natural to you. So what do you like about horses? And I said, well, I like going fast, as I like speed, because I ride motorbikes. And he said, yeah, well, look into racing, and referred me about the British Racing School.
Yeah, I read that you like going on bikes. Had you been doing that for a while as well?
Yeah, I've been riding bikes since I was 16 now, so.
It's probably given you a good sense of balance, and as you say, you like the speed as well.
Yeah.
So you went off to Newmarket. That was a big step from Leicester. What did you think when you joined course number 342? I got that from Lydia, by the way. Lydia D'Souza, your instructor, who we'll hear about later on the programme.
Yeah, it was different. It was a very strange atmosphere for me, because I've never been out of the house or stayed away from home or anything like that. So it was very nerve-wracking for me, and it just took a bit of settling for me to get settled down and get into it properly. So
can you tell me what your typical day was like at the British Racing School?
So I'll be up from 5:20. I'd get my shower, get ready, and go out to the common room, have a flapjack in the morning. We'll be down the yard for 6:30, where we'll muck out 2 boxes of sometimes it'll be flax, sometimes it'll be straw, and then we'll go up to breakfast at 8 o'clock until 8:30. 8:30 we'll come back down, ride 2 lots of horses for an hour each, and then we'll come back up for 11:30, clean the yard again, and go to lunch for 12 o'clock. Then from 12 till 2 we'll have a relaxed time, and 2 o'clock we'll come back down for an evening lecture, and that could be for like riding is to checking how your riding is, just getting some feedback and seeing how you can improve. It could be stuff being on the yard, like cleaning up, mucking out assessments, and doing feeding assessments and certain assessments that you need to do to get your level 1. And
so it's quite full on then, isn't it, the course?
Yeah, it's hard work, but it's worth it in the end, definitely.
And are you used to getting up that early in the morning?
I was always an early waker, but definitely not at 5:20.
And how much did the course change you, and how much did you learn on the course?
Well, I feel like I've matured a lot. I've gained a lot of life experience just from being away from for such a little time, and most of all, like, my riding's improved. I've socialised a bit better. I just feel like I've generally just made a lot of improvement in myself and in my riding as well.
Well, that's good to hear. And Lydia also said that even before the course, you had to meet a certain level of fitness, and fitness was very important when you were on the course.
Yeah, definitely. You have to be quite fit, because they say the horses are athletes and you need to be athletes too. So
This is what Lydia D'Souza, your instructor, had to say about your fitness.
I mean, the most important thing really that we do ask for is that people have good fitness.
Yeah.
Because it really makes a difference when you're learning. Like, I mean, there are times when you're aching. We've got them trotting around the indoor school without stirrups for quite a long time, and it really hurts. And I'm sure Kanane will tell you how much trotting around without stirrups hurts. But then actually, when they really work on their fitness, like Kanane actually, at the end of each course, we award one person an award for the person that's put the most effort into their fitness. And Kanane actually won that award for his course. And it makes a huge difference if they can get their fitness really good. Like if you have a strong core, it's much easier to ride a horse. And it's not all about strength, but if you've got a strong core, your balance and everything is better.
So the question is, Kanane, as Lydia said, was it hard work trotting in the indoor school without stirrups?
Yeah, it was quite an experience trotting in the indoor school with no stirrups, as I've not really done that before, and it was very difficult to hold my balance and get used to it. But as the course progressed, it got easier.
Well, you were one of the fittest people on the course, so hopefully it wasn't too hard for you.
Yeah, it was still quite difficult, even though I was quite fit before. But it's just an experience that you got to experience yourself.
When did you actually graduate?
Graduated 21st of September.
Oh, you even remember the day, so it shows how important, and I'm pleased that how important it is to you. And was your mum and Freedom there when you graduated?
My mum was. Freedom turned up a little bit late, but he still ended up coming and seeing me and just congratulating me.
Your mum must have been so pleased, though, to know that you graduated.
Yeah, she was over the moon. She couldn't stop smiling and laughing, and she was just so excited to see that I've achieved something like that.
Well, for someone who'd not sat on a horse, as you said, until December 2019, and then in September, sort of 9 months later, you're graduating from the British Racing School. That's some achievement. And it does send out a very important message for horse racing that people from the inner cities can get into racing. Yeah,
definitely.
I know that Freedom wants to franchise out the Urban Equestrian Academy to other cities as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of his ideas, to definitely do that.
Yeah, well, usually when Freedom has ideas, they certainly come to fruition. He's a very determined man, isn't he?
Yeah, very determined.
And also, actually, I was listening to the Sky Sports debate programme on Sunday, and Careers in Racing have just launched a Step on Track programme for 16 to 19-year-olds with the aim of increasing Black, Asian and minority ethnic opportunities and representation in racing, which is a very important programme, so they can reach out to make the sport more diverse. So I think that's a good idea as well.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Now, after you graduated, you then get a choice of where you'd like to go to a racing stable. Why did you choose Mick Appleby's?
Well, I was trying to look for somewhere close to home first to start, and I heard that Mick Appleby was a good trainer, so I thought, let me just look at my options. So I went through Derek Shaw, Ian Williams and Mick Appleby. But Mick Appleby was one of the closest, so I looked into him and found out he's a good trainer. I went to visit his yard, it's really nice, so I thought, you know what, I wouldn't mind working here for a bit. So
I was just going to ask you if you'd been down to see him. So you've gone down and done a recce of the place then, and sorted your accommodation out and things like that?
I'm going to be staying at home, so I'll just be commuting every day to work and back. But yeah, the yard's really nice and the facilities are really good there. So.
And is that commuting on your bike?
Yeah, I'll be commuting on a moped, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And when do you actually start?
So I'll start on Monday.
So you start on Monday. Well, this show's going to be going out on Sunday. So the day after, you'll be starting at Mick Appleby's. So good luck for that.
Thank you.
Is it your dream now to be a jockey as well?
Yeah, definitely. My aspirations have changed because I wanted to be a vet before, and I said, so long as I'm doing something towards animals, I don't mind. And I never thought about this, but yeah, definitely, this definitely changed my ideas. So that's what I'm going for now.
So what's the plan now? You've graduated, you've reached level 1. what's the next course of action from yourself?
So now I'm going to be at a racing yard for 18 months, and I will then move on to do my endpoint assessment, where I will get my level 2, and then hopefully I'll go on to take out my license and on a conditional license, and hopefully go professional one day.
You said you like motorbikes. Why do you like motorbikes?
I just like the thrill of getting on a motorbike and just having that adrenaline feel from just getting a bit of speed, and just be able to clear your mind sometimes when you're not having a good day, or just to get out of the house and just have a nice little ride. So.
Well, I mentioned that because I have another quote here from Freedom, surprise, surprise. And he said, I had an inclination that with his balance on a bike and his desire to go fast, that he could potentially do well on a horse. I wasn't wrong. You must have spotted something as soon as you arrived at the Urban Equestrian Academy on your bike. Now, being someone from an inner city area, what would you like to say to other sort of boys and girls who also might want to get into horse racing?
I'll say definitely go and take that chance. Don't feel held back by the place where you've been brought up or where you've grown up, because it's anyone's sport, it's any man's sport, and if you're determined to do it, you can get there. So just go for it.
Yeah, and certainly places like the Urban Equestrian Academy will hopefully give other opportunities to other canines in the future to do the same that you have done.
Yeah, hopefully will.
Especially if Freedom can get the funding to have more sites around the country in inner city areas. When I caught up with Lydia D'Souza, your instructor, this is what she had to say about your progress on the foundation course.
Just probably that I was really impressed with the way that he really knuckled down and put his mind to things, and he really was determined. He was often asking extra questions, and like I say, it was a case of he was putting a lot into it, so he got a lot out of it. Certainly at the start of the course, he really liked riding the really lazy horses, and he was very good at getting the very lazy horses to go. But I had to teach him just to calm it down and then learn to ride the sort of quirkier, more difficult horses. And by the end, the horse that he actually graduated on was a horse I think the first couple of times he rode, he struggled on, and actually he really learned how to because he listened and he learned to listen, and how we were saying about riding different horses, he really picked up things which other students through sort of fear don't tend to pick up on so much. He's really quite a brave rider, and someone with so little experience, it was quite impressive how brave he was. He was always keen for a new challenge, and I want to ride that one. If he heard a horse was naughty, he wanted to ride it rather than being sort of scared off by it. That was quite impressive.
He sounds like the ideal student.
Yeah.
So what did you think to what Lydia just said? Yeah,
definitely it was good to get the feel of different horses and ride a range of all the different horses, and she was a really good instructor, and I'm just glad that I progressed a lot and I just put in so much that I put in. So yeah, I can't thank her enough, to be honest.
Well, I'm sure she'll be pleased to hear that when she listens to the podcast. Well, I'd like to wish you every success at Mick Appleby's.
Thank you.
And good luck in the future, and thank you very much for being on the Paddock and the Pavilion.
That's all right, anytime. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Kanan.
Thank you for listening to the Paddock and the Pavilion. You can download the show on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Stitcher and Spotify. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at The Pad and Pav.
For more information about the British Racing School and the Urban Equestrian Academy, go to www.brs.org.uk and www.urbanequestrian.co.uk.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.